So in this lecture we're going to look at some words connected with law. Here are the 7 words: advocate, abide by, enforce, invoke, jurisdiction, litigate, prosecute. So here's the first word: advocate. Advocate. If you've seen the lecture on political beliefs, we came across this word as a verb, which was advocate. But in law, we use this as a noun: advocate. Advocate. So an advocate is someone who recommends something publicly and is, in courts of law, is a professional person who supports or defends somebody. An advocate. Comes from the Latin. In the middle of the word is voc, which is the Latin word for voice. So an advocate uses his or her voice to push a cause. So he was a strong advocate for free speech. He worked as an advocate in the criminal court. He was a leading advocate for women's rights. So here it's legal and there's also political uses too. So you can be a strong advocate, a leading advocate. You can be an advocate for and an advocate of something. So some synonyms for advocate: lawyer, attorney, solicitor, defender, and in the political sphere, campaigner or exponent. Your next word is abide by. Abide by. If you abide by a law or an agreement or a decision, you do what it says. You do what it says you should do. Even if you don't agree with the idea, you still abide by it. You follow it. You must abide by school rules. The police make sure that people abide by the law. Employees must abide by the terms of their employment contract. So you abide by a decision, you abide by a law, you abide by an agreement, you abide by the rules. And some synonyms: accept, tolerate, acknowledge, consent, defer. You defer to the laws. Your next word is enforce. Enforce. If people in authority enforce a law or a rule, they make sure it's obeyed by people, usually by punishing them if they break the law. So the policewoman here, she is enforcing the law. Enforce. So you put into force. For example, until now, the government has only enforced the ban on American ships. The measures are being enforced by the army. A strict monetary policy was enforced. And you enforce by, you enforce the law, the police enforce the law, and you strictly enforce things. So enforce, enforces, it's a verb: enforcing, enforced. And also the noun is enforcement. So law enforcement is the job of the police. And some synonyms for enforce: apply, invoke, carry out, impose, implement, and accomplish. The next word is invoke. So if you invoke a law, you make use of it. You take an action because the law allows you to do it. Again, in the middle of the word is voc, the Latin for voice. The spelling changes a little bit though, becomes a K, not a C. So the judge invoked an international law that protects refugees. The NATO ambassador invoked the Mutual Defence Clause, and the President invoked the power given him by the Constitution. So you can invoke a law, a rule, you can invoke the Constitution, invoke legislation. And it's a verb, so invokes, invoking, invoked. Some synonyms for invoke: resort to, apply, enforce, use, so you use a law, effect. Jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is your next word. A jurisdiction is the power that a court of law or a judge has to enforce laws. Often it's a jurisdiction over an area. So the FBI has no jurisdiction in Europe. British police have no jurisdiction over foreign bank accounts. And the crime took place within the jurisdiction of the Bangkok Court of Law. So we often talk about within the jurisdiction. Outside the jurisdiction, you have jurisdiction, and you can have jurisdiction over something or someone, somewhere. So some synonyms. Jurisdiction is a very specialised word, but you could have area of authority, administration, district, power, authority, territory. Here's the next word: litigate. Litigate. This means to take legal action. To take legal action, you litigate. And the cost of litigating personal injury claims is becoming expensive. The chance of similar cases being litigated in India seems unlikely. The settlement ends more than 4 years of litigation between the two companies. The word litigation is very common in legal English. You litigate a case, litigate a claim, litigate an issue, and litigate a matter. And it's a verb, so these are the verb forms. And litigation. And some synonyms for litigate: prosecute and sue, drag into court, institute proceedings. And the next word is prosecute. Prosecute. If an authority, like a court of law, prosecutes someone, they charge them with a crime and they put them on trial in a court. So, for example, the police have decided not to prosecute because of a lack of evidence. Photographs taken by roadside cameras are enough to prosecute motorists for speeding. He is being prosecuted for a string of offences. You can prosecute a criminal, prosecute a suspect, prosecute someone for doing something, and you can successfully prosecute as well. And it's a verb, so you can have prosecutes, prosecuting, prosecuted. And the noun form is prosecution. Prosecution. Again, it's quite a specialised word, but some synonyms: arraign, indict, litigate, try, and sue. So there are your 7 law words: advocate, abide by, enforce, invoke, jurisdiction, litigate, prosecute.
In this lecture, we're going to look at 7 words connected with law. And here are your 7 words: clause, comply, exempt, ratify, sanction, uphold, and violate. So here's the first word: clause. Clause. No, not this clause, not this clause. This clause. So a clause is a section of a legal document, maybe a paragraph of a legal document. So for example, he has a clause in his contract which entitles him to a percentage of the profits. The complaint alleged a breach of clause 4 of the code. This clause stipulates the health and welfare benefits of employees. So some common collocations: you have a clause in something. We can talk about a breach of a clause. A document contains a clause or includes a clause. And some synonyms: paragraph, article, section, and provision. Provision. And here's your next word: comply. Comply. If someone or something complies with an order or a set of rules, they do what is expected or required of those rules or laws. Even if they don't agree with them, they comply. So, for example, the commander said that the army would comply with the terms of the ceasefire. Some beaches have failed to comply with European directives on bathing water. You must fully comply with the requirements of the agreement. So you comply with something, such as laws or regulations, and you often have to fully comply, completely. So it's a verb, so complies, complying, complied, and compliance. Compliance is when you comply with something, you are in compliance with it. So some synonyms for comply: obey, adhere to, observe. And here's your next word: exempt. Exempt. So if someone or something is exempt from a particular rule or law or duty, they don't have to follow it, they don't have to do it, they are exempt from doing that thing, from following that rule. So for example, college students were exempt from military service, so they didn't have to join the army. Any income gained from this source is exempt from tax. You don't have to pay tax if it's from this source. Basic necessities such as children's clothing and food are exempt from sales tax. So we talk about things are exempt from, such as exempt from tax. Potentially exempt is another common collocation, as is currently exempt. So clothing, children's clothing, is currently exempt from sales tax. And some synonyms: not liable, immune, absolved, excused. And here's your next word: ratify. Ratify. So when national leaders or organisations ratify a treaty or an agreement, they make it official by giving their formal approval to it, usually by signing the agreement or by voting for it. So, for example, the parliaments of Australia and Indonesia have yet to ratify the treaty. Russia formally ratified the Kyoto Protocol on Thursday. The two companies formally ratified the merger. So you can ratify a treaty or an agreement. You can formally ratify something or officially ratify something. Ratify is a verb, so here are the usual forms for the verb. And ratification is the process of ratifying something. It's a noun. And some synonyms: approve, affirm, confirm, endorse, sign. Here's your next word then, sanction. Sanction. If someone in authority sanctions an action or a practice, they officially approve of it and they allow it to be done. And in this picture, the United Nations Security Council is sanctioning an action. So, for example, the President may now be ready to sanction the use of force, to give it official approval. He decided to sanction an increase in public borrowing. They argued that an invasion could only take place with the sanction of the United Nations. So here's the use of sanction as a noun. So you can sanction a law. You sanction the use of something. You sanction the use of military action, for example. You officially sanction something. You can legally sanction something. And it's a verb, as well as a noun, so sanction, sanctioning, sanctioned. And some synonyms for sanction: approve, authorise, allow, certify, ratify. And your next word, uphold. Uphold. If you uphold something, such as a law or a decision, then you support it and you maintain it. So if a court of law upholds a legal decision that's already been made, it decides that it was the correct decision. It maintains that law. In America, we have the Supreme Court. In the picture is the Supreme Court, which often upholds laws or legal decisions made by other courts. For example, our policy has been to uphold the law. The court upheld the judge's original decision. The judges unanimously upheld the appeal. So we often uphold the law, or uphold a ruling or a sentence, and you can unanimously uphold something if everybody decides to uphold the law. It's unanimous. And upholds, upholding. Upheld is the past form. So some synonyms: back as in maintain, as in support. Maintain, here's support again. Confirm, endorse, stand by. Here's your next word, violate. Violate. So if someone violates an agreement or a law, then they break it. They don't follow that particular law. So, for example, they went to prison because they violated the law. They violated the ceasefire agreement. There are allegations of human rights violations. So you can violate the law, violate a rule. You can be in violation of something. Here, violation is a noun. So a violation of the law. So it's a verb and a noun. So it's a verb, violates, violating, violated. And violation is the noun, the process of violating something. And some synonyms: breach, break, disobey, contravene, disregard, infringe. So there are your 7 law words then: clause, comply, exempt, ratify, sanction, uphold and violate.